Welcome to Living Well. We have a very exciting topic today about the big deal about skincare. So our skin is one of our largest organs of the body, and we're going to talk about how to best care for it. Even though we live in our skin every day, many times we don't look at our skin. So we're going to talk some important information that you need to know about your skin, the largest organ in the body, which is really a big deal. So again, welcome. Emilyn and myself will have this discussion, and we ask that if you have any questions that you please put them in the chat box. And we also want to let you know that we are recording this session. So if you do not want to be recorded, do not want to be seen, any of those things, then we're going to ask that you either not hide, but actually take your camera off, and then also let us know in the chat box if you do not want to be in the recording. You can always leave as well. So I'm going to start by sharing our slides. And what I want to just tell you is that this program really is for educational purposes only. We want to share information that we believe is valuable to you. This is National Healthy Skin Month, November is. And so we want to share information with you that can help you care better for your body. The things that we present today will be based on research, personal experiences, and we'll also talk about biblical scriptures. And our goal really is just to educate you on the topic. We will not assess, diagnose, prescribe, or treat any medical conditions. If you have such conditions, we will ask that you will consult your physician, and that's most important. And also, we really just want to increase your awareness on the topic that we are presenting today. So welcome, Emilyn.
Hey, Jennifer, welcome. I'm glad to be here to talk about the skin. The skin is so important. A lot of us don't understand how important the skin is because we take it for granted. But we're going to talk about why the skin is so important today.
Absolutely. And there's actually just a few things that I want to share with you. From Romans 12:1, it says, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in the view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God, which is your true and proper worship." That's from Romans 12, chapter 1, and that's from the New International Version. So why I put this before what we do, as it relates to our bodies, and how we care for them. So there are 7 things that we want to talk about today that are very important. What you need to know about skincare is: how often should I do a skin exam? What does a skin exam entail? What type of skin changes should concern me? Also, we want you to know what is meant by what I put on my skin I should be able to eat, and then what are natural skin products. We also want you to know when the dermatologist says, do not touch your hand with your face, why are they telling you that? And what is the best thing to use for washing your face? And then the last 2 things is, how can I protect my skin from the sun, and which diseases can be detected by the skin? So we will be talking about all 7 of those items. And again, if you have questions, we ask that you put them in the chat box, or when we open up the mics, you're welcome to share that with us at that time. So let's get started. So the skin self-examination, I cannot stress this enough. It is a self-examination. So many of us have doctor's appointments throughout the year. We may go for our annual exam, but it is important that every single day that you look at your skin and see if there's any changes. And you really want to start from your head and your scalp, and you want to go all the way on your face, because many times we'll notice if we get a bump or a pimple on our face. But we want to look at our chest, we want to look at our arms, we want to look at our legs, we want to look at our back, we want to look at our backside, we want to look at every surface of the skin. So what I would say is front, back, side to side, even underneath the bottom of your feet. It's important that you do a self-exam, and I mean every day, because our body changes every day. And so we've already kind of talked about what it entails. The front, the back, the side to side, head to toe is what you want to do. But the most important thing is when you notice any skin changes. So let's talk about that. Most of us have mirrors, either full-length mirrors, hand mirrors. And ideally, if you have a full-length mirror, you really want to examine your skin. You want to look all the way down, Look around, see if there's any discolorations, any new moles, any new lesions, anything like that. Also looking at your elbow, bending it, looking underneath it, because many times we don't even think about that. We may drive or eat, but we don't look underneath our elbow or look inside our arm, and that is really important. And as I mentioned before, look at your feet. Many of us know when our toenails may grow. We may look at our legs when we put lotion on it, or we may just put lotions on it and not look at our legs. But you want to examine them because, again, you're looking to see if there are any changes, any spots that were not there the day before. And then you want to look at your neck. Look at the neck. There's some diseases that actually show up from skin discoloration on your neck. So you want to see if there's any skin discoloration, any rash, any irritation. And remember, if you have a rash, that is not normal. So you want to be mindful and pay attention to that. And then lastly, number 5, you want to check your back. Now, many of us, we can wash our back, but really looking at our back to see if there's any lesions, any moles, any changes in the skin surface, any lumps, any bumps. We want to look at that, and also look at your buttocks as well with the hand mirror. So these are the ways that you can do a self-examination of your skin to check for any changes. And if there are changes, any moles or age spots or anything like that, you do want to set up an appointment with your physician to have them look at it. Do not minimize a mole, because it could be a sign that there's something going on in your skin that needs medical attention. So Emilyn, can you tell us a little bit about skin products?
You know, the statement is asked, what is meant by what I put on my skin, I should be able to eat it. You know, just what that statement says is what it means. The things or the products that we put on our skin, we should also be able to ingest it. Because as Dr. Sankey said, that the skin is the largest organ in our body externally. The skin is the largest external organ, and it absorbs everything around us in the environment. It absorbs what's in the environment, and that gets into our bodies. And also the things or the products that we put on our skin is also will get into our system. And this goes all over our bodies, and it can cause lots of different issues like hormone disruptors. There is sometimes some of these products that we purchase, they have what we call parabens, P-A-R-A-B-E-N-S. And these parabens could cause hormone disruption. A couple of weeks ago, Dr. Perot spoke about hormones, how important the hormones are for regulating different functions in our bodies. And sometimes these products that we put on it, simple as that, can cause problems with your hormones, problems with sleeping, problems with menstrual problems, you know, even with the way we feel. We don't feel good, we drag down, you know. All of these things can be caused by the things we put on our skin. So if we cannot eat it, it's best for us not to put it on our skin. It needs to be natural. There's so much chemicals in products that can cause problems, as I said. Now, you might wonder, so are there foods that we can put on our skin? Yes, they are actual foods that we can put on our skin. You know, one of the biggest thing that I, when I was doing my research, they were talking about coconut oil. Now, coconut oil is, you know, sometimes people give it a bad name, but let me tell you, coconut oil is one of the best product you can put on your skin. You can put it on just as, you know, in its natural form. So what are some natural skin products? Coconut oil. It's best to use coconut oil that's virgin or cold pressed coconut oil. Why? Because if you use refined coconut oil, usually to get that product out, to get the oil out of the nut, they have to use chemicals to do that. And of course, once they use those chemicals, it's now part of the oil. So with cold press coconut oil, they do not use heat and they do not use chemicals to extract the oil. So that's why I'm saying virgin or cold pressed coconut oil. As a matter of fact, you can take the coconut oil just like that, rub it in your hands, and you can put it on your face. Now, coconut oil can be used to take off makeup, can be used at night. From one of the research I was looking at, it was saying that coconut oil can be used at night to go to bed. So during the night, you can have this oil working on your skin. Coconut oil is good for hydration. It increases hydration. It reduces inflammation. It increases collagen production. Collagen, we need it to keep our skin nice and firm so it doesn't look saggy. It also lightens dark patches. Coconut oil can even be used as a sun screen. Although it is very low, the SPF is 45, so it doesn't have a long, duration if you're out in the sun. But for few hours, coconut oil can be used as a protection from the sun. Other essential oils. They talk about essential oils. We can use these essential oils to put on our skin because these essential oils are usually made from fruits and vegetables. For example, you have rosemary, lemon, sandalwood, pomegranate. These are oils that all made from fruits or vegetables that we can use. Or sandalwood, I think is from a tree, a leaf or something that is also wonderful for our skin. Now, when we use these essential oils, they suggest that we use a carrier oil to mix it in. Carrier oils are like grapeseed oil, almond oil, avocado oil. You can mix that and put it in your skin. I always will suggest that before you put these products on your skin or, all over your body, it's good to test it. So you're under your armpits, maybe you can test, a small area there, put the oil on and leave it on for like 24 hours and see if you have, if you have a reaction or something from it. According to Dr. Gibson from the Mayo Clinic, what we eat also is important to generate good, healthy skin. So his suggestion is to eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, choose a low-fat diet, and free of dairy products. We need to include nuts, seeds, beans, and in our meals, whole grain in our meals, and limit sweet. So we can strive for healthier, glowing, beautiful skin and free of products that contain these chemicals that will do harm to our bodies. Okay, let's move to the next question.
I think you brought forth some very good information about the natural skin products that we can put on our skin, which I think is awesome. And so what I want to do is there's actually a website that Emilyn shared with me regarding those, where we can find those products. Let's see if I can.
Oh, yes, I forgot that website. So this website, they investigate, they go to these different companies, look at what they're, how they're making the products, what they put in it, to make sure that what they're advertising is correct. So when you see a product have Econ, what is it? ECOCRT. ECOCRT. That means it was already tested. They are approved of it, that what they are saying that's in the product is actually in it and nothing else is added. It is so important that we read the labels of our product. And if we find words that we cannot pronounce, they have chemicals in there that you know that is harmful, do not use it because it's harming us internally.
So these are the organic and natural products. This is the website that Emilyn just referenced, was the www.ecocert.com. I also found that there's on the burtsbees.com, there's natural products for the skin. And also even Good Housekeeping has a section for natural products for the skin. And then I found one called don'tmesswithmama.com. Again, those are all things that we can go to and find natural or organic products to use on the skin. So our question is, skincare for the hands and the face, or the face and the hands. So the question is, why do some like dermatologists say, do not touch your face with your hands? And we have to remember that our hands are probably, we touch doorknobs, we touch phones, we touch many things that our hands touch. And when we put that on our face, we're transferring what's on our hands onto our face, which is that large organ with pores in it. And if we have bacteria or any viruses or anything on our hands, now it has easy access through our skin pores on our face, especially where the eyes are located in the mouth. And so it's really important that if you're going to touch your face, that your hands are absolutely clean. You just wash them. Sometimes people will wash their face with just pure water with their hands. That happens as well. But for the most part, we really shouldn't be, how people squeeze pimples or squeeze, things that they have on their face or anything like that. We really should not be doing that, because again, it exposes our body to potential bacteria that could affect the entire body. And so we want to be mindful of that. And really the best thing for washing your face is water, but there are some natural products. I know, Emilyn, you talked about some natural products as we were speaking earlier that you use for face washing.
Coconut oil is excellent for cleaning the face. You can use coconut oil to take off your makeup, and you can also use coconut oil to leave on your face. Coconut oil is excellent. Rosemary, you can find it at a health food store. I use rosemary. I spray it on my face to help with moisture. You can also use that. That is excellent for skin product. And also my lotion that I use for my face is all natural. The Woods, you can pronounce it. I usually get it from Trader Joe's. So those of you who don't have a Trader Joe around you, maybe you can go online and look for natural products. I also have a recipe for a natural product, and it's just simple. You can use, as I said, rosemary water, or rose water, I should say, rose water, not rosemary, it was rose water. You can use 1 cup of rose water. You can find that online, or you can find it in a health food store. With 2 drops of 1 cup of rose water or orange flower water, 2 cups of tangerine essential oil or rose essential oil, some vitamin E, almond oil, and some coconut oil. You mix that with some beeswax, and you have a beautiful skin lotion, free of any artificial things. All these things you can eat, you can put in your body, because whatever you absorb in the skin gets into your body. Imagine, I know you will not, want to put all these different dyes and chemicals, you will not eat those. So why put it on your skin? Because your skin is absorbing these things.
So, really, Emilyn, I actually, on that previous slide that we had up, it actually had aloe. Aloe is very good for the skin.
Yeah.
Particularly if you have, it's good for the skin, it's a good thing for the skin. But it also, cucumber. Sometimes you'll see people with cucumbers on their eyes, but it actually is very good for your skin as well. So there's a lot of natural things that Emilyn talked about, and you probably have seen those pictures with women with cucumbers on their eyes. They're very cooling. They're very good moisturizers for the skin as well. And I would say to everyone, coconut oil is amazing. I actually use it as a deodorant. Haven't used deodorant for probably 3 years. I just put coconut oil under my arms and it does just fine. I have no problems at all. I know there's nothing in it that's going to possibly be harmful to me. Remember, our skin is the largest organ. That is important that we take the best care of it. And so you know, you may have heard about skin protection and about using sunscreen and all of those things. You know, we need to read the ingredients. And I think that's really what Emilyn was saying in that last section. Let's read the ingredients because we do not know what the chemicals are in those sunscreens. But there's some very simple things that you can do to protect your skin from excessive sun. Now, remember, sun is good because it is a vitamin. It helps us get vitamin D, helps with our lowering our cholesterol. So it has a lot of positive effect, but too much of any good thing can be bad. And so we want to be mindful of that. And so let's talk about how to protect your skin from the sun. Number one, staying in the shade, especially when the rays are the strongest. Between 10 a.m. and 2 a.m., there is a lot of sun out. Now, granted, if you're out there for short duration, 20 minutes or whatever, that's one thing. But if you think you're going to be out in the yard for long periods of time working, it's very important that you wear protective clothing. That's long sleeve, long pants, wear a hat, wear sunglasses. All of those are things that can protect you from excessive sunlight. And then it talks about the sunscreen, but I'm going to actually give you a recipe for a natural sunscreen, because unless you know what's in the product, you may have an interaction. Your skin may not respond well to that sunscreen. So I will give you that recipe. But again, read the label and look for natural things. And then also use caution when you're near water, snow, or sand, because they reflect, the sun reflects off of them. Sometimes you don't even realize. Just think about sometimes when you go to the beach, you're there for hours. It doesn't really feel really hot out because you're near the water, but the reflection from the sun could actually be getting onto your skin and actually getting more rays than you really anticipate. And then, as I said, it is good for vitamin D, really good for that, but just be mindful to stay away from excessive sun. The other thing is tanning beds. Now, you may know people who go to tanning beds. We don't really need them, but if you know of people who go to tanning beds, that is not advised at all. That is not good for the skin. The ultraviolet lights for extended periods of time are not good for the skin. It puts the skin at risk it damages the skin, putting it at risk for cancers. So anything that's going to damage our skin, we need to be extra careful about putting it on our skin. There's a lot of information that you can research before you put items on your skin. So here's the do-it-yourself sunscreen that you can make at home. Again, it has a coconut oil in there, which is that moisturizer that Emilyn spoke about. You can get powdered zinc oxide from the health food store, Trader Joe's. There's many health food stores. Aloe vera gel, also walnut extract oil, and then shea butter. So those are things that you can get to make your natural do-it-yourself sunscreen. All right. So which diseases can be detected by the condition of our skin? This is really very important that we pay it. That's why we want to do those skin exams every single day, because we may have moles, we may have tags, we may have changes in our skin, and we want to be able to detect it early. So if you notice anything, detect it early, and then make sure that you see your physician. Let me just show you some pictures. These are pictures that I found with the American Association of Dermatologists. And these are pictures from their website to educate people on how your skin could look on your leg, on your neck, on your foot. And this is the back of the shin here, if you have diabetes. So maybe you haven't had any lab tests to say you have diabetes, but these are some subtle things that can happen that you can see that can actually indicate that you may have diabetes. So again, it's really very important that you examine your skin every single day. So one of the things that you're looking for also is you're trying to detect whether or not you have any melanoma. And oftentimes you don't hear that so much in the African-American culture, but it can show up and we don't want to miss it. So you see these different, hold on just a moment. Hold on just a moment.
You know, it's especially diabetics. They need to check the sole of the feet, especially every day, because of the lack of feeling in the foot. in the extremity. Sometimes they do not feel. They can step on a nail. They can step on something and not realizing it. They can even step, be outside in the hot sun and not wearing proper footwear. They can get burned and do not realize it. So it's very important for them, a diabetic, to check between the toes, under the sole of their feet, to check to make sure that there's nothing brewing there. I have seen diabetics come into the hospital, maybe they step on a nail and did not realize it. And it ended up to be a big problem, sometimes even requiring amputation, because that wound, it festered to the point where it's now gangrenous. And gangrene is very, very poisonous to the body. So sometimes they have to amputate either part of the leg or sometimes the whole thing.
Emilyn, I'm so happy that you brought that up because, sometimes we think it's just one thing and then it actually grows if we don't care for it and take care of it. I remember my mother had just a small little area on her leg. And just because she didn't get immediate attention to it, it actually grew and grew and grew and requiring wound care. So again, sometimes we ignore things just simply because we are reluctant to go to the doctor or dermatologist or whatever, and then we find out later that it may be something that we should have gotten early attention. So thank you, Emilyn, for mentioning that. Let's see here. So we're almost done, but if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. We would absolutely love to hear your questions regarding what we're talking about today. We're talking about the skin, which is the largest organ of the body, and how important it is to take care of it, how important it is to inspect it, how important it is to not put things on there that maybe would be harmful to the body, reading the label. All of those things are extremely important as it relates to caring for the skin. Let's see if we can get this to advance. All right.
Yeah, as we talk about the skin, it's also important for us to eat a balanced meal because we are what we eat. That is so true. So foods that are rich in omega-3s, because omega-3 is important for the skin to retain that plump, fresh look. So foods like avocado, walnuts, they have lots of omega-3s. Foods that contain vitamin E and C, like avocados, walnuts, they have vitamin C, zinc. Avocado has vitamin E and C, walnuts has zinc in it. And all of these nutrients help maintain a healthy skin. Sunflower seeds full of nutrients, vitamin E. Red and yellow bell pepper contains plenty of beta carotene and vitamin C. Both carotene and vitamin C are important antioxidants because your skin is exposed to the elements all the time, and it can have free radicals that damage the skin. So when we have good, healthy antioxidants, it can protect the skin. Broccoli is very good. It has lots of minerals, and it has a protective, it contains sulforaphane, which is very important to prevent skin cancer and protect your skin from sunburn. Nice, red fruits like tomatoes, vitamin C, and also good skin protector from the sun, wrinkles. Soy, excellent for to improve wrinkles, collagen, and to keep the elasticity of your skin and keep your skin from drying. Red grapes, it has resveratrol, which is a good antioxidant. Again, this slows down the aging process, and it protects us from free radical, that is the elements around us that damage your skin. So eating a healthy, balanced meal, as I said before, is so very important to maintain healthy looking skin.
Thank you, Emma. I mean, a lot of those foods and vegetables we've talked about on previous programs, and so people should be familiar with them, but I think hopefully you got a chance to write and take some notes on what Emma shared with you regarding the foods that can help with maintaining healthy skin. Let's do a quick little recap, and we have quite a few questions, Emlyn, in the chat box, so we want to make sure that we are able to get to those. So now we know about the skin exam is very important, and that every single day we should look at our skin from head to toe, meaning even in your scalp and your hair. Many of us will comb the hair, but really looking at your scalp, feeling your scalp to make sure that there's no lumps and bumps that were not there the day before, making sure that you look to the front, the back, the side to side, underneath your feet. If there's any skin changes, making sure that you notify your physician, and then also using natural skincare products on the skin. Very important. Coconut oil, olive oil, many of the natural oils are very good for the skin, good moisturizers for the skin. I know that Emma talked about some of even the essential oils that can be used, such as rosemary. We talked about aloe is good for the skin, cucumber, and then skincare for your hands and your face, not touching your face with dirty hands especially, and then using water to wash your face and any other natural product. Making sure that you protect your skin from the sun, wearing a hat, wearing sunglasses, wearing long sleeves, wearing long pants. All of those things are ways to protect your skin, especially if you're going to be in the sun for prolonged periods of time. Yes, sun is good for vitamin D, but we do not want to get a burn. Some people burn the skin, that does damage the skin, and we do not want to do that. And then inspecting your skin to detect any disease. That's most important, to make sure that you look at your neck, you look at your extremities to make sure that you're getting proper circulation. If you have cold extremities, those are signs and symptoms and indicators that something's going on underneath the skin. So sometimes what's going on inside the body we can't see, but the skin will give us indication of what is going on inside the body. So now we know. Now we know about our skin. So we're going to stop the screen share right now, and we're going to answer some of these questions that are in the chat box. Let's start with those. Emily, you want to start with the first one?
Okay. How do you make your own coconut oil? Oh, I know when we were back home in my island, we had coconut oil all around. So my mom used to make coconut oil, and she used to boil it. Although she did not add chemicals to it, she boiled it and boiled it until it came down to an oily base substance. So, I am not sure how healthy that was, but we used it. And I said, I would tell you, we use it for our hair, our skin. And when my mom passed, she had such good, healthy looking skin, you will not believe. My mom was always mistaken for her age. People always thought that she was younger, but that's what she used all her life, coconut oil. So from my research, what I found is best to have cold pressed coconut oil, oils that are not boiled to death, because I'm sure some of the nutrients are boiled out of it. So I'm not sure about how to make good, healthy coconut oil, but I know we can make our own coconut oil at home. But again, as I said, how healthy that is all the nutrients still in it? I'm not sure, because we have to boil it for a long period of time to get that oil out.
This is Juliet. I love Mr. Gouda. I love Mr. Gouda. Okay, so I just went on this site. I just Googled how to make coconut oil. Okay. And there are a few sites there. I don't know if that's helpful.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Please share them. So
yeah,
Google of how to make coconut oil on Google.
Yeah, without heating it, because heating is where the problem comes in. It changes when you heat it. So how to make it, extract it where we can get it cold pressed, because the cold pressed coconut oil is the best oil to use for skin, internally as externally.
Great. The next question is, what are some products that clog pores? What about Vaseline? I heard it clogs the pores of your face. Now, Vaseline is one of those things that is solid, which I think anything that's solid that you have to put on your face or on your skin that the skin has to work to absorb. I think that, you have to be mindful that it could actually, as this person is saying, heard that it clogs the pores. And so you want to keep your pores nice and open and moisturized. Sometimes people will experiment. They'll see how their skin responds to Vaseline or petroleum oil or whatever that is. But I would say we have so many other options. Maybe try those first. And if they don't work for you, then maybe consider trying something else. But my first thought with the Vaseline is that it is a solid
Right.
product.
Right.
Maybe would possibly.
Right. Yeah, that's true, because it's not as healthy, and it's even coconut oil. You have to be careful because it can clog the pores if you use too much. So too much of one thing is good for nothing. So we need to use everything in moderation. So because coconut oil can solidify, you're talking about a solid, when if it's left outside, or you put it in a refrigerator, I should say, it can get solid.
That is true. But I do know that coconut oil, the temperature changes quickly. You know what I'm saying? I think of petroleum oil, I don't think of it actually as being liquefied. Do you?
Right. No, and that's a chemical. It's chemically made. And again, when chemicals have to be added into something to extract it, those chemicals are still in that product. So that's why we have to be careful.
Yeah. So let's look at the next question.
What is good for very dry skin? Yeah, from what my research has been telling me, coconut oil, again, those oils are very good for dry skin. As I said, first try it in a small area of your skin, see how it feels, how your skin reacted before you put it all over your body.
So coconut oil, aloe is good as well.
Yes, and the internet, is a good resource because they are different not treatment, but recipes that are out there telling you how to make different products for your skin that are healthy, natural.
One thing I would say about dry skin and oily skin, be mindful of what you're eating, because sometimes that will actually, my skin over time, if I'm not drinking enough water, I notice a lot of dryness, and so always kind of doing an evaluation of what am I eating that may be contributing to this very dry skin, or what am I not eating or that I should be eating that would help keep my skin a little bit more moisturized. And water is one of those things. What type of soaps are you using on your body? Again, soaps can dry out the skin. Detergents, what we wash our clothes in, sometimes they can be very irritating. I mean, those lilac and all of those sea breeze and all of those chemicals in the detergents, remember they're in your clothes next to your skin, and it could cause irritation to the skin. The next question is, how do I keep dry skin moisturized throughout the day? And I would say,
drinking lots of water. That's one of the first things to look at, how much water you're drinking, as Dr. Sankey just said. Water is very important to keep your skin healthy looking and to keep it moisturized.
There's a question, though it might not be visible, can itchy skin be a sign of lack of moisture? I would say yes, but there are also some diseases that itchy skin can also alert you of that's going on internally. Now, it's not all the time, but it could be alerting you of different things as it relates to the function of your liver.
Your kidneys?
Thank you, for your kidneys. And so you want to be mindful that if this itchiness is prolonged, going on for long periods of time, that it could be that you want to have some type of lab work to check the function of your major organs, because your skin is just only, alerting you, if you will, to give you signals of what's going on in the body underneath the skin. The sunscreen mixture I put in the chat just in case you want that. Again, I would probably say your first line of defense is just put on a hat, sunglasses, long sleeves, long pants, but again, you have that as an option also. Any other questions? Anyone needs to open their mic, and we're hoping that just knowing more about your skin, not just the face, because we see the face oftentimes throughout the day. But I also would say about the face, be mindful of the makeups you put on, the lip glosses and the lipsticks that you put on your face, because sometimes those things have chemicals in them that may trigger an inflammatory response. And so again, coconut oil is good for the lips, gives it a nice little shine and glow. But just be mindful that sometimes some of those makeups do have chemicals in them that you would want to avoid. But if you look on that website that Emma and I shared, it will kind of help you know what is the true ingredient in those items.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Someone asked for the website again. We can I don't know if you can find that slide at the website that we mentioned earlier.
I'll put them in the chat. Any other questions?
I don't have a question, but I have a comment, because I see not only people who live in America is on this site, and I do not know if it have been mentioned that tonight, what are we doing? Falling backwards.
Fall back, yeah.
So they will be in a different time zone.
Oh, that is true for our next program.
Oh, okay.
That is so true. Thanks for bringing that.
Emilyn, what would you do without your baby sister?
I don't know. I tell you, that's why we do this together. That is so true. So we normally start at 4:30. So now we are going to be falling back. So 4:30 will be 5:30. In the Caribbean.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So it would be 3:30.
It'll be 3:30, right?
No.
Okay.
We
Okay,
will be, America is behind, right?
Okay, so it's gonna be
falling back.
3:30. Yeah, it's gonna be 3:30. We are falling back. So 3:30 will, yes. So our 4:30 will be there 3:30.
Oh,
Am I right?
I think, oh Lord, we haven't done this since our parents died, Carol. We didn't have to keep up with that time.
if you're going backward, then
We are
would
behind. America is behind.
be behind, and we would be 1 hour in front of you all.
Right, yes.
Okay,
So there'll be 5:30?
right. So our 4:30 will be there 5:30.
Yeah, yes.
Right. So right now we are 4:30, we are at the same time.
Yes.
So when we go back, we are going back an hour.
We'll be an hour later.
We'll be an hour behind. They will be an hour ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
So are we gonna stay with this time right now, which means that in America, we will come on at 3:30, while the Caribbean stay at 4:30?
I was thinking that we're going to be at our same 4:30, and they will be at 5:30.
Yeah.
Is that good for them?
Yes. We ain't got nowhere to go.
Okay. Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thanks for mentioning that, Julia.
Yes.
That's
I found out
Dr.
about it.
Sankey, I have a comment.
yes.
Yes, Carol, you could bear this out with me. Coconut oil, it was one of the main uses in our little island here. We grow up greasing our skin, we mixing it in the Vaseline. Everything was done with coconut oil here. Then somewhere in the 80s, 90s, coconut oil became a bad word in I don't know if it was the world or Trinidad and Tobago, but they were saying it caused all kinds of different illnesses. It clogs the heart and this and that. Then somewhere in the 2000s, it came back on the market everybody was and still is into coconut oil here, but it's become, especially the cold press, it is so expensive. Some people is 100 and something dollars a bottle, and but it's big here in Trinidad and Tobago now.
Yeah, that's true. Coconut oil has went through some bad reps and
No, I'm telling you.
yeah, yeah. But the bottom line is whatever God, the things that God created, what God made, I always say
Yes,
is best for
yes,
us. And
yes.
of course, we have to use everything with discretion and, moderation.
Amen. Amen.
Yes. So the way coconut oil is extracted is very important. I firmly believe that the cold press, not putting the heat and all of that, because once something is heated, it changes the chemical structure of the product. So coconut oil is fine. There's nothing wrong with coconut. I know when I was
No.
back home, and I still do, we cook with coconut and everything. We put coconut milk in
Yeah, I used
everything.
to.
But
Yeah.
again, moderation, moderation, moderation.
Amen. Amen.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing that, because, we want to give information that's going to help improve our health and wellness, not hinder it or harm it. So thank you for bringing that up, Moria, because, and I think what I find is, as we know, Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So he'll destroy the good news about what we're trying to do, meaning that he'll make coconut oil seem like a bad thing when it's made from God. So again, I think we have to use caution and be wise. And when we look into research about what's out there, that it's important that we really study it and get the best information possible. But I will say this, God's products are much better than those that have all those chemicals in it and perfume and all of that stuff. So even if coconut oil is not the best of the best, is much better, I'm sure, than all the perfumes that they're putting into those products to make us smell good. And many times those are artificial. They're not really the true tangerine or the true pineapple smell or the true strawberry. Those are chemicals that they've manufactured. So they're not the best for us, and for our skins. But I think one thing that Emilyn said that I think is a big takeaway is let's make sure whatever we eat, whatever we put in our body, that's how our skin's going to respond to that. It's going to respond to what we're eating. I know when I'm not eating the proper diet, my skin changes. So I want to make sure that that we're eating the right things to keep a nice and healthy skin. So this is November. It is Healthy Skin Month. I would say what you've heard today, share with somebody that that you encounter along the way this week about how to care for the skin. Any final words, Emilyn?
Yes, one of the things I did not mention about skin is rest. Rest is so important for our skin. It rejuvenates. You need to get adequate amount of rest besides eating, balanced meat, healthy foods. We are drinking lots of water. We need to get adequate rest so that our skin can stay healthy.
Thank you so much. So healthy skin, healthy body. Healthy skin, healthy body. Because remember, the skin is the largest organ of the body. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that we do all within our power to keep our skin healthy. And so the reason we brought this today is because not only is it National Skin Healthy Month, we knew that that's a topic that we had not spoken about. And we know that people use a lot of different chemicals on their skin that could be helpful or could be harmful to the body. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to pause the recording. Next week, you want to join us here at the same time, same place of Living Well. But we're going to actually stop the recording and we're going to take our prayer requests.